Don't let guilt ruin the future I've planned for you, my child. Rather, rely on the hope that blossoms inside of you, the source of rejuvenation that can only be found in my presence. If there is even a tiny glimmer of desire for freedom and freshness, or if your heart is pounding under the burden of your suffering, do not look away. Come nearer to me and let the mending you so sorely require to enter your life. Seeking restoration is not a sign of weakness. It is an indication of a brave soul ready to be restored to wholeness. The bonds break and you reclaim the freedom that is rightfully yours as my cherished child when you give me your responsibilities. You are intended to live in the bright light of grace, where joy and serenity grow, not in the shade of regret. This is what you should pray for today. Honesty, not pretenses, but transparency, not perfection. Tell me your entire narrative, including the sad parts and flashes of illumination, and observe. As I start applying hues of peace and optimism to cover the stains, the God who sees your sin is not the only one. When you return home broken but willing, I am the God who gives you benefits, heals your heart, and marvels at your bravery. Loved one, don't be scared of the past. I've already overcome it. Your metamorphosis commences the instant you have faith in my ability to forgive. And let me keep you close. Bring your humiliation to me, my sweet child, and then let it go. Dance in the liberty of my grace, which atones for every setback. Rest in the assurance that my unwavering love, not your shortcomings, determines your value. Will you accept this fact from the bottom of your heart today? Will you allow my healing touch to enter your heart? I'm here waiting for you to show me unwavering forgiveness, restoration, and love. There are times, my love, when the pain of shame and remorse envelops your heart, as heavy as chains that were forged in the prize. Muttered failures and the burning of remorse. The light I have created within your soul is obscured by these weights pressing down on you. However, I am the potter who turns brokenness into beauty. I don't perceive your errors the way you do. Ultimate condemning markings, but as marks on an unfinished canvas. Your value is not diminished by your flaws. They serve as a reminder of both your humanity and my boundless mercy. Think about the night sky. How the presence of stars piercing the darkness defines it rather than the lack of light. My forgiveness will therefore reach every nook and cranny of your guilt. Even if you have faltered, know that my grace is there to support you at every turn. The storm of humiliation could I am the silent voice of serenity, the still hand resting, incorporating rejuvenation into your soul's fabric. I'm already reaching down to collect you, much like a shepherd does with a lost lamb, even if you think you've fallen too far. I tenderly tend to your wounds, seeing behind the surface to the heart that is aching to be healed. Complete. I value each and every tear you shed over your flaws, and I turn them into a seed of healing that will eventually grow. Within my arms, there is a holy exchange where I bear your guilt on your behalf. Since my love was given to you freely in the first place and was never earned by your actions, it is not dependent on your perfection. Time was framed. I am aware of every instance in which you struggle with guilt, every silent conflict you fight deep within your heart. Believe what I say. No transgression is too serious or remorse too profound for me to pardon. I replenish the empty spaces inside of you, much as the soft rain purifies the ground after a storm. Listen carefully. Child, don't allow the enemy to convince you that your future is determined by the mistakes you've made in the past. I can look past your mistakes, blunders, and brokenness to the priceless identity I gave you at birth. Your actual value is determined by your divine essence rather than your shortcomings. Declare you are mine, and I delight in you, with the assurance of my voice in response to shame's whispers of unworthiness. This knowledge will protect you from the arrows of criticism and give you a sense of tranquility that is beyond comprehension. I now extend an invitation for you to break free from the bonds of guilt. Allow me to bear the burden of your shortcomings so that your soul might fly. Imagine yourself sipping deeply from the well of my mercy, like a kid who has been healed, till regret's bitter flavor turns into a sweet balm. Will you have enough faith in me to let go of your troubles? Will you have faith that my forgiveness can change the course of your life? Allow this reality to sink in. Your shame pales in comparison to my shame, and with every morning, you have a fresh start in me. If you give me access to your heart, I will give you the courage to face the past. Before you stands the road to recovery, forged by my hand and illuminated by my presence. Accept the freedom I provide by entering the light of my love, a liberty that results in completeness and happiness. Even though you feel burdened and broken, don't be scared to come, because I am the healer who creates everything from scratch. We travel this path together, heart to heart, hand in hand, in order to restore your soul. Keep in mind, dear, that forgiveness is a continuous gift rather than a destination. You can go back to the fountain of my affection every day and sip something new. Speak up when the voice of shame resurfaces. Even louder is my truth. Hold on to my pledges like a lifeline in choppy seas. Your life can be changed, your spirit revitalized, and your heart purified by my mercy. You are no longer controlled by the past. I am prepared to extend my grace to you in its entirety and am always patient. Take comfort in the fact that you have been pardoned, cherished and cherished forever. My wish for you today is that you will be freed from the bonds of guilt and rise again to walk in the light of my atoning love. Allow this fact to serve as a melody in your heart, a comfort for your wounds, and an anchor for your soul. Never goes away. Know that I am always there for you, my love, even in the silent times when you feel like your soul is shaking under the weight of anxiety and doubt. Doubt, fear, and anxiety are shadows that aim to obscure your vision of the soul. They tell falsehoods about your inadequacy, vulnerability, or loneliness. However, in comparison to the everlasting light that I pour into your heart, these are merely shadows devoid of substance. Fear can seem like an unbeatable storm. However, I am the steady, silent hand on the rudder of your life's journey, pointing you in the direction of secure ports where you can let your spirit freely breathe. Remember that every breath you breathe brings me closer than your next heartbeat when worry rises out of control like a restless sea. Anxiety might deceive you into thinking that danger lies ahead. However, I, the writer of your days, entrust your tomorrows to my everlasting grasp. Your troubles are not far from me. Your entire being is inextricably linked with me. When uncertainty creeps in, obscuring your dreams and wants, I implore you to listen to the silence below. This is my truth in a whisper. Even before your feet found their way, I had already determined your path and knew every uncertainty you had.